Good morning from sunny Central Florida. This is day 2 of WrestleMania, and I am joined by always my favorite co-host and tag team partner, Chad Boudreaux. But we have dipped down in the barrel for the island of misfit toys. We got Mr. Shelter and Mr. Miller joining us today. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Doing great. How about you? How's your day going?
Doing good. And can you believe this is WrestleMania 41? What happened 3 years ago, gentlemen? It was the dumbest decision we ever made. We drove from Charlotte, North Carolina to Dallas, Texas to partake in the entire WrestleMania week. Dallas 316, and I ain't talking about the hours we drove, buddy. It felt like 3 years, all right? But anyway, welcome to Hangin' With The Chads. How is everybody doing? WrestleMania
Awesome.
Night 1 was great. What do y'all think?
Awesome. Can't complain. Can't complain one bit. I think everything played out where it needed to play out. I'm excited for SummerSlam, Backlash, everything going forward.
And last night WrestleMania we had some very interesting things happen. We had some titles be changed hands. We had the ultimate betrayal at the end of the night. We're going to get into all of that and more, but let's just start this off real quick. You guys that didn't get to play around yesterday, Shelter, Gavin, I want to know what your favorite WrestleMania moment is. I think I got an idea what it may be. However, I want to hear your mouth say it to the whole world. Your favorite WrestleMania moments.
Gavin, you go first.
Ooh. I mean, going to experience WrestleMania was pretty up there. It's up there with it.
Yeah.
But personally, I think my greatest moment probably watching the first WrestleMania. Chad, you might remember back at the old house.
Yep.
We watched. You might have left before, but we watched Seth Rollins cash in.
Yep.
The heist of the century. I honestly, that's one up there with it because he got that match with Randy, the famous RKO stomp.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest RKOs of all time.
Absolutely.
So, I think that WrestleMania, and of course it's well before Vince was driving it down the hill.
Yeah, he definitely was. That was probably the longest WrestleMania in history.
Yeah,
the next year when it was Brock and Roman again, and the first time in Dallas. Shelter?
So when we all went, that was an amazing time that we definitely had there. Seeing it in person, can't beat that at all. Doesn't matter where you sit there, just being there in person is one of the best things that you can possibly do. But I think my favorite one was WrestleMania, trying to remember which one that was. 2009? Was that Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, and Triple H?
The Hell in the Cell? That was 2012 when I got home from my deployment, the end of the air match, the Hell in the Cell match.
Gotcha. But that one was definitely by far my favorite. 3, icons of the business walking out together, arm in arm. Just shows the brotherhood that they had.
Yeah, I think that was a good moment to the end of the era. Boudreaux, let me tell you, best advice I'm ever going to give you is never decide to leave at midnight from Thursday going into Friday in Charlotte, North Carolina, and drive to damn Fort Worth, Texas to your Airbnb. That is the longest ride, and I still got some videos. I might try and pull them up. I think we was in a McDonald's somewhere in Bum F, Mississippi, at like 7 a.m. And I think we all was falling asleep in the McDonald's. It was brutal. And never let Brad drive. Anybody named Brad, never let them drive at all. Like,
hey,
I think there's.
Since it's in Vegas this year, I mean, I did it with my wife and her parents one time. We left late at night to go from New Orleans all the way to Vegas in one shot. 26 hours, straight shot. Yeah. Never doing that again.
Look, I think I think I'm the only one that didn't drive because I paid shelter to drive for me.
You guys paid me $100 to drive Dallas all the way back.
I literally because I had got off work because we had a game. I had got off work late. I was tired as crap. I couldn't go to sleep. And so, like, when it was my turn to drive, I was like, Shelter, I'll give you $100 just so you can drive for me. and on the way back, I'm the only one that had to go to work on that Tuesday because Shelter took an extra day off. And I was like, look, bro, I tried to sleep. We got home at 3 a.m. I got to be up at 5 a.m. to go to work. Oh, it was brutal. Oh, God. It was probably the best $200 I ever gave Shelter in my life. So just throwing it out there. Just throwing it. But look, hey, that was a wonderful experience with us going down there. We went down there just to go to WrestleMania night 1 and 2. And I was like, fuck, we're staying until like Tuesday anyway. Let's just buy tickets to go to Monday Night Raw, which I will tell you that is the worst ever Monday Night Raw in history of Raw after Manias. It was the worst one after WrestleMania 38. Nothing happened. I mean, Elias showed up, and we still don't know who he is.
Yeah. And Veerman Hall. What was his
Veer beat up, Rey Mysterio like everybody else does. I mean, it's probably why Rey's hurt now. But hey, look, it's really fun and catching up and exciting. Last night, WrestleMania, like I said, there was a lot of changes that happened and a huge betrayal at the end. And we're going to get into the results right now, starting with main event. Jey Uso becomes the new world heavyweight champion. Yeet.
Yeet.
Yeet. Oh, we need to work on that. On three.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3. Yeet. Oh God, we still didn't do it right. We're done. We're done. We quit. I am literally putting this one on social media so y'all can get blasted. But Yeet. Shout out main event Jey Uso. Jey Uso is deserving of this title, and let me go ahead and say I'm going to make this an explicit episode because I'm going to say one bad word and pay the swear jar. I'm going to pay it, but fuck the internet wrestling community that thinks that he don't deserve to be world heavyweight champion. That's all I'm going to say. That's my bad word for the day. I will pay my fine to the swear jar. And look, all these people out there saying, oh, he don't deserve this, he don't deserve that. Last night I seen 61,000 people and 2 damn announcers standing on the announce table going crazy when he walked down the ring.
Yeah, it's basically what I brought up yesterday, right? When we talked about it. It was like he is main event Jey for a reason. He does get the crowd going. And it was the perfect way for WrestleMania to start last night because they got everyone into it. Like the whole crowd, everybody was yeeting. Like I said, Cole and freaking McAfee were on top of the booth doing the same thing. And everybody was fired up for it. Him coming through the crowd instead of going down the ramp, having all the flags on the ramp instead. Dude, it was a great way to open up the event, and he deserves it. He put the time and effort into it to get to where he is now. And he's got the bloodline with him. Yeah, he's good. I think it's perfect. I think it's a perfect person to have it.
Absolutely. Gavin, Matt, any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, of course. I mean, even when he was the right-hand man, you could see he had that potential. Given it was the Thunderdome, but in the Thunderdome, he was still in the show. He was the right-hand man, showing emotion, showing what WWE needs, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just brings the energy, and that's some people that come down the ring, tell the fans they're not 100% interested into it, but he definitely brings that energy and wakes those fans up. So he deserved it. He's been in WWE for a long time now, and he finally got the opportunity that I feel like he definitely deserved for a while now.
Yeah, and it's just what I said yesterday. The bloodline, him, Jimmy, Roman, even the wise man, they carried the WWE out of the damn pandemic. A lot of people say Drew McIntyre assist, which he did. I'll give him his credit. But the bloodline single-handedly altered the history of the business. Like, you can't make that up. He went from a tag team wrestler to a single star. And speaking of tag team wrestlers, the New Day, I can't call him the Boo Day, record 12-time tag team championship win last night against the War Raiders. Now, give them their props, 12-time champion. It was the Harlem Heat record of 11, I think they broke. And, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, longevity. You speak about it all the time. Very deserving. I kind of wish the War Raiders would have continued, but maybe they're on to other things. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, just like I said, it's just you're not going to have everybody that's a babyface win every title and hold every title. You got to have some of those heels winning, and that it was the perfect time for Boo Day to come out and do something. So I think that with them turning heel the way they did, it would set up for this. So now more people are going to go against them, more people are going to watch, because you didn't really care if they had the title or not. And now you're like, all right, we got to get it out of their hands. So everybody's going to watch and hope that we'll go against them. So more people are going to watch for that tag team title now.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the Lucha Brothers finally to appear on the same show together, and I think they'll have a really good match with the New Day. Shout out Penta and Rey Fenix. Speaking of Rey Fenix, he filled in for the injured Rey Mysterio against El Grande Americano. I kind of wish we would have found out who this luchador Chad is. However, we didn't get the opportunity. But El Grande Americano wins his WrestleMania debut. Any thoughts on that there, gentlemen?
Very interesting. I thought we were going to get a face reveal or a mask pull or something, but they want to keep it hidden. Yeah. A lot of people throwing out there it's Chad Gable. I'm not too sure it's Chad Gable.
No. A lot of people have that same back tattoo. Yeah. Pat McAfee said he was about to get the same one himself.
Yep. Exactly.
So,
I was gonna say me and one of my friends actually have a very same tattoo.
Hey, Boudreaux, I'm really sorry, but I had never seen you and El Grande Americano in the same room right now. I'm starting to get worried over here. Okay.
No, yeah, I mean, I just took this picture and put it in my room in Vegas, so don't worry about it. I'm not at my house at all right now.
Yeah, weren't they both in the same hallway at the same time? I mean, they were seen together.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Boudreaux and Americano in the same place, so
this is not my house right now. Trust me, I'm not at home. I'm in Vegas right now. I will not be at work. Mr. Todd, I will not be at work on Monday. I'm in Vegas right now. All right.
I don't really want to put you on blast more, but we got to hold our tag team partners accountable. You did send me some training videos last night of some.
I'm just saying.
Apparatus,
if you want to post those pictures, you go your videos right ahead. I'm telling you, my daughter, she's going to be there one day.
Look, I'm telling you, bro, that your daughter even had her mask on, and your referee got in the way of that pinfall. But I got them damn training videos now. We're gonna we here at Hangin With The Chads are gonna figure out what Chad is giving us a bad name. By God, that's what we're gonna do. That is what we are going to do. All right, now that we got that over with. Anyway, so I think. And I don't like saying this. I think the worst match of the night is what we're going to speak about next, and that's Jade Cargill and Naomi. Jade picks up the win. Shout out. We love Jade. I think the two most athletic women right now are Jade and Tiffany. However, I think Jade and Naomi could have had a little bit better match. It was kind of sloppy. Jade picks up the win. That was a nice power bomb at the end. But, any thoughts on that match?
Yeah, I'm with you. We were talking about it last night. What I think is that we know Jade Strong. Everybody knows Jade Strong, and I think they tried to play too much into that. And Naomi just is like, yeah, you could do what you got to do, but I'm not really going to participate as much. And that's what made it look sloppy. I think they played way too much in how strong she really is. Yeah. And granted, good Lord, the things that she was doing, like we talked about yesterday, she would beat my ass in any lift and then beat my ass because that's who she is. Yeah. She's that strong.
Literally.
But yeah, I just think they just relied so much on that and not actual the rest of what happens in a ring. So it made it look that sloppy.
And Shelter and Gavin, we posed this question yesterday. How bad would you lose to Jade Cargill in a combine?
Ooh. I want to be a competition because I'd probably win,
Gavin has not lost his mind, people. That is how he is.
I was gonna say, even prime football me, I'm getting whooped.
Yeah, she would. We look like the laughing stock of
Gavin.
people. weakness if we ever
Gavin.
went up against her.
Hey, Gavin, your father calls Gavin House, run right, Jade Cargill is in the hole. Are you scoring a touchdown?
She's meet me at the hole. I might go back 10 yards.
Oh my God. I'm inclined to agree with that comment right there. Look, Jade
There'd
Cargill.
be a big loud pop, but it wouldn't be coming from my side of the field.
No, it'd be you whirling across the field.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll do it on Chad's turf field so we can hear it even more.
No.
Right.
and look, and we'll hook up my camera because it works a little bit better, so we can get
yours does.
visual of it. Man, it's great, guys. And look, going into the next one, L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, we got to get better at this. Look, the Samoan,
The curveball, man. I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready.
Hey, everything's a quick second. All right, fine. We're ready. Look, we're going into the U.S. title match between L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You guys are fired. I'm not sending you a check. Jacob Fatu capturing his first ever championship at WrestleMania. His presentation was amazing. His entrance theme to me is top 3 right now in the WWE. And like the Samoan Werewolf, what can he do? Great individual. His story is one that people want to hear. He literally came from the gutter, and now he's at WrestleMania beating LA Knight for the US title. How do we feel about that one?
I mean, he's on the road now. You win that title, it's just like if you win the IC title, you're on the road to something big.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it won't happen next year or probably the year after, but within the next 5 years, I think he's going to be one that's going to probably be running the company.
Yeah,
just on the road, just on the roadmap they're setting out right now.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And I think they learned from the Roman thing. Don't force feed them to us and just let it happen organically. I'm very, very happy for him. Shout out the Samoan Werewolf, baby. We love you, Jacob. We're proud of you. We love your story. We would love for you to be on the show one day. That's for damn sure. I think it would be a very fun topic. A very fun conversation.
We're in Florida. Most of these wrestlers live in Florida. Hey guys, come on.
Fact. Yeah. Hell, I'll get a studio and we can just chill in there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We'll make it happen. And look, me and Bujo got from June 1st to July 25th to do this. Okay, we ain't got no responsibilities until then. So
I mean, if they just want green M&Ms, I'll get them green M&Ms. Don't worry about it.
Hell, I'll go get them damn red Skittles. I don't care. I'll go to Amazon right now and buy them. Whatever we want to do. They want a certain type of water vodka. It'll happen. Okay. We'll make it happen. But shout out to Samoan Werewolf, man. I am, just his man. He's phenomenal. Like absolutely phenomenal. And, we can't wait to see where this goes. I still think Solo is going to turn on him at some point.
Yep.
Or he's going to turn on Solo. The question I'm going to pose to you is, who would be a better babyface, Solo or Jacob?
I don't think they need to be a babyface.
I don't think that either.
I think they can be. Jacob could be right in the middle. Babyface, heel.
So Jacob can be Randy Orton status.
Yep.
Yep.
Plus, he's a freak of nature. What is he? 270 something probably. Running like that.
Running like that, jumping to the top ropes, doing
backflips. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, we established yesterday that it is definitely because he's Samoan, and Samoans that big can do that stuff. Yokozuna, Rikishi, the head shrinkers, all of them, they can do that stuff.
Yep.
So now, speaking of titles that didn't change hand, Little Miss Tiffy time. She defeats the Queen. We thought it was going to be a little bit more physical and bloody. It did look a little bloody then. Tiffany looked like a piece of her tooth was missing at the end.
Yep, she definitely chipped it.
But her presentation, she came out in that Barbie box. She knows exactly who the hell she is.
Yep.
I really liked that match. I'm glad Tiffany kept the title because now it propels her to what's next. And what are our thoughts on that match?
I think it was great.
Yeah.
Especially
Go ahead,
with Pat McAfee, he couldn't tell which one was her. I thought
I
that was
know.
a great comment.
Yeah.
She was in the middle one. Didn't know. It's great. But I don't think there was a better opponent for her. I think Charlotte was the one.
Yep.
The queen, they say she's, 14 time, 15 time?
Yeah,
14.
Yeah.
Yeah, the excellence of female wrestling, Charlotte. So I do wish the match was more physical, maybe a little more cleaner. There's a little sloppy stuff in there, but still a good match.
Hey, and let's not forget. Go ahead, Booth.
Yeah, I just think like it was like Gavin's saying. I think it's a perfect person to put her over because again, every time you cash in the Money in the Bank and then you win the title from that, a lot of people just sit there and say, "Well, you don't deserve to be a champ because you did it this way. You didn't earn it." But for her to go up against the Queen and the Queen put her over that way, I think it's a way for them to show like, hey, she deserves this title. She earned it. She did it the right way. Now let's see where she goes next. Yeah, and I'm that's where I'm at right now. What happens next?
Shelter.
I'm glad to see it because they're going back to those newer wrestlers actually getting that chance to build their name, build their own legacy and stuff like that. Kind of like how the horsewomen did kind of at the beginning of the women's era.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm the same with Gavin. Queen putting her over. Also, it was a little sloppy, but still a good match, longevity-wise. But I'm happy for her to see that they're also starting to move in new talent into these, high-level roles because we haven't seen that in a while, I feel like, in the WWE.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Tiffany's only been on the main roster for about a year.
Yeah.
And look how far she's came. I think that's really, really amazing. But we love Tiffy time. That's plain and simple. We're really happy. And going back to Gavin's comment about Pat not being able to tell the difference, well, let's not forget they was in Vegas. He was probably hanging out with the Godfather for a little bit, so he probably wasn't able to tell the difference of a lot of things. Shout out Pat McAfee. We love you. We love your show.
I heard Travis Scott was there too, so there's a lot of aroma in there.
I mean,
Yeah, probably so.
His theme song was used a couple of times, so it definitely has a little Florida smell in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. All right, so getting into the main event. This is the ultimate travesty, but one person in this panel seen it coming. One person called it out. I'm not going to mention any names, but he's currently talking right now. So Paul Heyman not just turned on Punk, he turns on Roman, a guy who he's been with for 4 years just about, and aligns with Seth Rollins. The match was a great match. I thought at the very beginning Roman got hurt when he was holding that hamstring a little bit. So I can't wait to see how that comes about. Could be a way to segue him out for a little bit. But what are our thoughts about this main event and ultimately Paul Heyman aligning with Seth Rollins?
Yeah, you called it yesterday. I was saying that he would distract Roman, but I thought CM Punk would take advantage of that. But I mean, he turned on everyone and went to Seth. The match itself was amazing. It was a badass match. I mean, everybody hit their finishers like 5 times, and no one can get pinned. It's interesting to go see where the timeline's going to go. We were kind of talking about it off air. Where does he go chase down Jay now for that title, or does he wait for the night and see what happens and go after Cody? I'm kind of with that boat where he's going to go after Jay, and then the Bloodlines for some reason is going to stick together, come back together, and go after both Seth and Paul. And it's going to be interesting to see how long that storyline goes out. But that's where I'm at. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was a great way to end the first night. Like, it was bookended by 2 great matches, 2 great intros. It was a great way for WrestleMania Day 1 to go. So can't wait for tonight now.
I love the fact they brought back the Fire Burns during Punk's promo. Yeah,
Yep.
I thought it was going to come out, but they, seeing, Living Color play Coach Personality live is always a good thing. And,
Yep.
The lead singer taking the selfie with him, that's always going to be a great image too. Shelter.
So I just love seeing Paul Heyman do what Paul Heyman's do, and that is, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what he does.
I was gonna say, you and me talked about this, last week, towards the end of the week, before WrestleMania came around, but I thought it was a great match. I loved seeing Roman make Seth think he was going to collab a little bit with him with the shield bomb and then completely and utterly smack him in the face and put him through a table. Also, not going to lie, kind of surprised that Spanish announce table lasted the whole entire show. I'm surprised it didn't go earlier in the show like it usually does. But I feel like very great match. Love to see it. Love the emotion that Paul Heyman brought to the ring when he's yelling at CM Punk in his face saying, "You made me choose," then giving the chair to Roman and then, low blowing him. But I'm interested to see where they go with this long term now, like what Paul Heyman's going to do and everything, and what Punk and Reigns are going to do as well.
Gavin?
I agree. Here's my thing. Seth's great as a face in the company, but he's in his natural habitat when he's a heel, a proper heel. Think back to the Authority days. He left the Shield to go to Authority. That was great. When the crowd hated him. They hated him back then. I don't think they'll hate him as a heel, but he's in his natural character as a heel. He doesn't even need Paul Heyman in this story, but it makes the story much better because you got Paul Heyman, Roman, Paul Heyman, CM Punk. It's great for the story, I think. I'm interested where it goes next.
Yeah, I really want to see what the long-term storytelling is. Are they going to have it be one of those things where, this is the plan from the beginning whenever the heist of the century happened or whatever it may be? I can't wait to see how this is long-term. I have my thoughts that, Seth is going to go after Jay because he wants to still crumble the bloodline. Jay made his life hell, as well. I can't wait to see which way this is going to go. It's going to give Punk something to chase that hopefully is paid off at WrestleMania next year. So we're going to see. I think it was a great ending to the show. I think Monday Night Raw is going to be very interesting at the beginning, and there could be another possibility that Seth and Heyman show up tonight, and we're going to talk about that when we come back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take a quick break here at Hangin' With The Chads. We appreciate everything you do for us. We appreciate you listening. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you hanging out with the Chads this early morning as we are discussing WrestleMania Night 2 now. This is going to be a very interesting night, to say the least. There's a lot of things going on. And, Shelter is going to be back here in a second. The first thing is they've already announced that Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley is going to open the show with the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match. This whole story has been based on how Io has not been given the respect she needs. To be honest with you, I don't even think that Rhea should have been in it. She lost the match to Io, and it should be Io and Bianca. But I guess the powers that be don't like that as a match. They'd rather keep Bianca in there. And I think that it's going to be a very interesting match. It can go a lot of different ways. I'm going to let Shelter start off with this one. Shelter, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match, Io, Bianca, and Rhea. What are your thoughts going into this match?
I mean, I want to see Rhea win. Not going to lie. I feel like it's going to be a good match. We haven't seen a legit triple threat match for a women's title here in a while. We have a good combination of power, finesse, and agility between the three of them. But I would love to see Rhea pull it out and win this one just to get her back on top, since it's been a while since she's been in that limelight and everything. But it's anybody's game, I feel like. All three, I feel like the crowd base would be fine with having be the champion. But for me, I would love to see Rhea win.
You're a Rhea homer, Gavin.
Yeah, little bit.
I'm going to disagree a little bit with that. Obviously, Rhea's mommy, of course, she's great. Everybody loves it. But I want to see Io get the win. I think she deserves it. She's trying to show that she's a champion that is meaningful and worth it. I think her long storytelling, I think it'll be great for her. Think about it. She beats Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. That's great storytelling. Maybe you lead on to a backlash. They have another triple threat match. But I think Io should get the win at WrestleMania this year.
Boudreaux?
Man, this is kind of where we were yesterday on some of the matches. I'm kind of torn. I want Io to stay champion because I think it would be great storytelling, and it does you can go so many ways from that. But I kind of looking at Bianca to win this one only because of what happened last night with Jade. Because then you could push Jade forward now, and you can have her start chipping away at Bianca, trying to figure out, okay, did you have anything to do with me getting hit with the car? And just start pushing that even further forward. And then you can have them go at it for the title. That's why I think Bianca would be the one that wins tonight because of last night.
And I'm inclined to agree with you, Boudreaux. I'm going to change it up just a little bit. I want Bianca to win, but I want her to finally turn heel. Only think about her husband. Shout out Montez Ford, Mr. Marine himself, Semper Fi. Shout out to Angelo Dawkins. His wife is a principal in Orange County Public Schools. Shout out. I think that them turning heel would be perfect for her to align herself with them. And then you have Jade as the face. You have Jade chasing her. I think that'd be some good storytelling there. And I could be completely wrong. If Io don't win, I won't Bianca, because Rhea, she doesn't need the title. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, she's Rhea Ripley. She doesn't need that title. And I think Bianca is going to come out, but I think she's finally going to turn. And now, Bianca has the all-time combine record at the Performance Center, and no, we cannot beat her either. So we're just going to let her and Jade battle it out. All right. We're going to get into the next women's match, the tag team championship match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lila Valkyria and TBD. First thing I'm going to do, Gavin, who's the TBD now that Bayley can't get in?
Man, it's a toss-up. It might be Becky Lynch. I know there's still maybe contract talks still, but I think it might be Becky Lynch, especially since she was there last night. She's been there the last couple of days. I mean,
and
there's really
Triple H called her out during the Hall of Fame ceremony. He said, "Hey Becky." He did say, "Hey Becky." So that is a great.
Yep. I don't know who else it could be. Maybe Alexis Bliss, but I don't see her joining.
Mr. Shelter?
I'm on the same boat with that with Gavin. I mean, I was thinking Alexa Bliss, but I don't think she would go that route. I feel like she wants more like that singles type opportunity this point in her career. So, but the whole "Hey Becky" thing at the Hall of Fame thing definitely makes you think: is there something else to play with that?
Boudreaux?
Yeah, that's why I said it. I when he said that, I was like, "Oh, she's coming out somehow during the next 2 days." So I think it's gonna be Becky. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it was Alexa. I mean, she's trying to make her way back into it, and what better way to make her way back into the limelight than going for a title, whether it's tag team or an individual title at WrestleMania. But yeah, with him saying that, like specifically pointing that out at the Hall of Fame speech, you know something's up. So that's why, yeah, I'm with you guys. I think it's Becky.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think it is going to be Becky as well, only because the history between her and Lila is she trained Lila Beculaire, So I think that's going to be a good. It won't really be a true shock value, but I see them two leaving as the new women's tag team champions. And I think now this is going to start the crumbling of the current viewpoint of what the Judgment Day is. Moving on to the next match, you got the phenomenal AJ Styles against Gavin's favorite wrestler of all time, Logan Paul. Gavin, I'm going to let you start. You think the pulverizer is going to come out on the phenomenal one?
Personally, I hope not. But I do think it could be match of the night for sure. Has the potential to be match of the night, especially with the way Logan wrestles. He loves to jump off the top, make iconic, I guess, viewpoints. TikTok. He likes making TikTok videos. It's all popular.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with it, but he makes.
We had 32,700 views on one TikTok. We don't want to hear nothing about it.
See, Logan Paul gets 5 million views on TikTok. So
he's been doing it since it was Vine, okay?
Yeah, to be fair. But I do think it could be match of the night. I think it's still on the show. I think it's a great point in the show to be a middle match because it'll get people off their feet and not just sitting there. But I do think AJ Styles gets the win. Maybe a little. I don't want a heel turn from AJ, but maybe a little bit.
Well, they tried the heel turn with AJ and it didn't work. So
yeah.
Shelter?
Not gonna lie to you, I think Logan may pull this one out. I don't think it's gonna be an easy win, but I feel like something shady is gonna happen where one of his friends is gonna come out, Kai's gonna come out, or Speed's gonna come out, but it's actually gonna work this time.
Wait, is Speed actually still able to walk right now after that spear he took at the Rumble?
I don't know.
Have they found his torso yet?
Like they find his head that went flying into the stands.
Right.
Like I think he's permanently concussed. Look. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Hey, look! Shout out Logan Paul. Let's be real. He might be. People might not like this guy. But of all the celebrity wrestlers, him, Stephen Amell, and Bad Bunny have been the absolute best. They have taken it seriously. Logan Paul has taken it so seriously, he signed a legitimate contract to be in the WWE. And, look, you think what you want about him and his family. Look, at the end of the day, I've always said, if you're going to come in here and take it seriously, then good on you. He opens the WWE to another exposure that no one in WWE has, So I honestly think this is going to be Logan Paul's achievement. He's going to beat the phenomenal one. But who better than to have a WrestleMania match that could steal the show than AJ Styles? I mean, AJ Styles is phenomenal for a reason. I mean, he carried TNA for 30 years on his back. And had some of the greatest matches ever between them and New Japan. So I think Logan Paul is going to pull it out here. Any final thoughts on that one?
I agree with you guys. I think, or with Springer, I think it's going to be Logan Paul's night. They owe him something.
Yeah,
he's been getting his ass kicked every time. But yeah, this one does have potential being match of the entire WrestleMania period because of who the two are and what they're willing to risk to go through the match. So yeah, I do think Logan Paul, as much as I hate saying it, is going to win it. But it's going to be a great match. Gotta be.
Over under 3.5 minutes. Logan Paul's entrance.
I would say
over.
Yeah, over.
I think he's going to do something extravagant.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do something crazy.
Well, I was going to say, look at Seth Rollins last night. His was what, like 6.5, 7 minutes almost, like Undertaker-ish time?
Yeah, it was definitely Roman Reigns Undertaker status.
Yeah.
That's crazy. it's I like I said, I think Logan's going to pull this one out. He gets it. He deserves it. Moving on now, we have the Intercontinental Championship match. We got Braun Breaker, we got Penta, we got Finn, and we got Dirty Dom. I know we talk a lot of crap about Dirty Dom, but let's remember this is like his 5th WrestleMania, and he's only 25. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he gets it. It is what it is. Is there going to be a new Intercontinental Champion crowned tonight, or is Mr. Breaker himself going to retain?
I mean, I hate Dirty Dom, dude. They're gonna, for some reason, there's something been telling me that Dirty Dom's gonna win this one, and I don't know why. I don't know what it is. It's telling me this, but I'm just gonna say Dirty Dom, man. I don't know why.
I agree, and I think he pins Finn Balor. And that starts at Backlash. They have a one-on-one match for the Intercontinental Championship. But I think he wins. He's the ultimate heel. Nobody likes Dom.
Dude, imagine Dom turning babyface. How over he would be.
Finn's just about to win, and then he hits Finn with something to pin him.
And then it breaks up the Judgment Day. Finn gets his new version of the Judgment Day, which will be a version of the Bullet Club. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Imagine Dirty Dom, how over he would be as a babyface.
Yep.
He's young. Let's be honest. Even with the rat stash, he has the look. Like he has the talent. I mean, it's in his blood. Whether it's Eddie or Ray, it's in his blood. One way or the other. But he has no use for Liv Morgan if she don't have a title. If they lose that title, he wins. He goes on his own. Imagine him, how over he would be as a babyface. And we talk a lot of crap about him, but got to respect the guy. I think this is going to be. It's going to come down to Finn and him, and I think he's going to end up getting the win. Finn's going to attack him after the match, though, and that's going to start the breaking up of the current version of the Judgment Day, because they generally break up around WrestleMania anyway. So I think that's going to be, and it has a chance to be a really great match. I mean, I can't wait to see Penta's entrance at WrestleMania. Cool. I hope he actually gets to use real fire like Seth did. But I think it's going to be a really great match. Opportunity to steal the show. And now we're going to segue into a match that is very, very personal on the men's side. We got the Sin City Street Fight between Mr. Damian Priest and Mr. Drew McIntyre. This is coming full circle. Last year, Damian Priest cashed in the Money in the Bank on Drew McIntyre and took away his WrestleMania moment. And look how far a year has come. Any thoughts?
My main thought is that every gimmick match that Drew McIntyre has been in the past, 2 years, he's lost. That's my thought going into this. So I'm like 50-50 on it. I don't know if they give Drew McIntyre a bone here on this one since he's lost every gimmick match, or if they go with Damian Priest beating him again. I'm not sure which way that match is going to go. But that's my thought right now. That's my thought process going on.
All I know is there better be blood.
Yeah.
If this is a Sin City Street Fight, it better be blood, and it better not be as bad as WrestleMania 12 with Goldust and Rowdy Piper. Like, it better not be that bad, but it better have some blood in it. It better be physical. It's two guys that can, hammer fist each other to death, and I think Drew's going to come out though. I think Drew's going to come out on top. But there's a reason why I think that. We'll get to that later. Gavin, Boudreaux?
I think Drew wins. I don't say that he needs to win, but I think that'd be a good win for him. I do wish he had the title last year. I think it would have been a great story with, I guess, Punk winning and possibly losing in this triple threat this year with him. But then again, Punk doesn't really need the title. He carries the company like Roman, not on the same level, but still up there with that. So I'm hoping Drew wins.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think it's going to be Drew. I just think the storyline with Drew would be going forward has more longevity to it. So I would definitely go with. I think it's going to be bloody. There's too much personal crap in there for it not to be bloody. But yeah, I'm gonna say Drew also.
Yep. And we lost Gavin for a minute, and we'll get him back. We're gonna. So we all thinking it's gonna be Drew. So that's a positive thing here. So going into this one, when we talk about longevity, this next match is all about longevity. Randy Orton against whoever tonight. Randy Orton would be his 20th WrestleMania. I think he's like second or third on the list, all time WrestleMania appearances. I have been a Randy Orton fan from day one.
Same.
Even when he was in Evolution, all that. I mean, I was still a fan. And, let's be honest, we're all fans of Randy Orton. Randy Orton can punt our puppy in the face and would still probably cheer him on, So let's be honest. I mean, there's nothing Randy can do that would possibly make us boo him. Shout out Randy Orton. That's another person I want on the show. I think that'd be a fun conversation too. And look, he's a Marine. I don't care what anybody says. He finished boot camp. He's a Marine. Semper Fi, Randy. So at the end of the day, who do we think is going to show up to take on Mr. Orton? Boudreaux, you kick this one off.
Dude, don't come to me. I have no idea. This one, I don't know. I literally have no thoughts on this one whatsoever. I saw this. I was like, who the hell else can they bring back? Like, who can they bring out? Like,
two names.
Somebody who needs to go over the top. I know that. Like, that's it. I have no idea, man. Go to someone else.
There's two names that's been mentioned.
Is one of the names the one I think?
Rusev Day, Mr. Rusev himself, and or Malachi Black. But we think Malachi Black's going to appear on SmackDown Friday. So it has to be a big name. If it comes out being Nick Aldana, I'm going to be pissed. Almost about as mad as Gavin would have been if Shane McMahon showed up at WrestleMania 38 instead of Cody. I will probably jump through my TV to jump to barricade if it's Nick Aldana. But Nick Aldana has a very strong tie to a certain company that now has ties with the WWE TNA. Mm-hmm. He could reach out to someone from TNA. It could be, say his name and he appears, Joe Hendry. I mean, that'd be okay.
The question is, if it's Rusev, does he come out with Lana? Like old school Rusev when him and Randy Orton had that feud back, 10 years ago?
As long as he ain't coming out blaring the Russian music, I'll be fine. Because we all know Lana's from Nashville, Tennessee, okay?
Yeah.
She has a good Russian accent, but, we all know she's from Nashville, Tennessee. But I'm actually going to be quite interested. Now, it's not like Cody Rhodes showing up at WrestleMania 38. It's not going to be that, but I think it's going to be an interesting. What if it's Kevin Owens?
I was going to say that. I was going to say,
what if Kevin Owens really isn't fake or injured? Excuse me. What if he's really not injured? Sorry, Kevin, in case you really are. We want you on the show too. What if he's not really injured? I mean, because he's been there. He was at the Hall of Fame ceremony. He was out signing autographs. And I don't know if you know this or not. I'm not a doctor. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's safe to assume if you have a neck surgery, they're going to keep you in a neck brace for a certain amount of time. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm just a poor old athletic director that knows nothing about being a doctor. What if it's Kevin?
I feel like if it's not Kevin Owens, he definitely intervenes in the fight some way or another. Either, during or after.
I could see it being that way. I think no matter what, Kevin's getting involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin's getting involved. So we're going to agree with that.
If he gets involved, does he get punted?
I think he power drives him on the table. I think Kevin goes after Randy's neck. It could be that match is going to be very interesting to watch. I'll be excited for that one. I'll be having some buffalo chicken dip sliders Okay, don't you worry your pretty little head. All right. And now look, here we go. We're going in to the match of the night, the main event, the match we've all been waiting for the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Championship, or whatever they call it now. Cody Rhodes, John Cena. I have my thoughts. I'm going to let the round table hit theirs first. Who wants to start this one off, baby?
Gavin, go for it.
Go ahead, Gavin.
All right, here's what I think. I think if Cena doesn't win, what's the point of a heel turn? But I'm gonna throw y'all here. I think Randy joins The Rock and Cena.
Randy?
Yes. Randy said last Friday it's best for business that he wrestles on WrestleMania. Why does he have to wrestle on Sunday? Because he specifically said Sunday. And if you play back to Elimination or Royal Rumble, John Cena said it's best for business that I am in the Elimination Chamber. I think it's maybe a coincidence, maybe not. I think Randy might be joining The Rock and Cena. And if you look at it, Randy's got a Backlash poster.
Well, it is also in his hometown.
Yes, that's true, but it's little
things are catching up.
Yeah, little things are playing out.
Mr. Shelter?
I don't know how to feel about it because, I mean, back in you got to think when Ric Flair won, number 17, he was still wrestling day in, day out, didn't take breaks.
Yep. When he won.
John Cena's been, here and there. Granted, that's the new WWE whenever you hit a certain age. But if he wins it, I feel like it'll definitely be due justice for him because he did carry the WWE from, 2003 to 2018, 2019, something like that, through the whole entire PG era. Leading out of the Attitude Era, he was that new face for the PG era to go forward with. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if he wins, he does deserve it, 100%. No disrespect to him at all. He would be a great individual to have that, that record to go beat. And I wouldn't be mad about it at all. But I'm going off of what Gavin says. What's the point of his return if he doesn't win? You know what I mean?
I think it has everything. The reason he's going to lose, because they're going to want to. You always, when you're going to hold the title for a long time, you have somebody who comes in that was one of your old heads of state, and they lose the match to help put you over, to put you into that God status, we'll call it. I think that's why he's going to lose. I kind of go with what Gavin's saying, though, but I think what's going to end up happening is that Rock's going to interfere. Randy comes out.
Wait, did you say Brock or Rock?
Rock, not Brock.
I was about to be like, whoa, we're going on another different level right here.
No. Rock is going to get in and interfere like we all think he's going to do. I think Randy's going to come out, help Cody to stop The Rock from doing it. Cody wins. Randy's holding his arm up, and then Randy turns on him, and then that's where you get your Backlash story from, right there. That's where the Backlash fight's from.
Take away Cody's moment.
Yep.
All of you have great opinions, and I respect your opinions, as we always respect everybody's opinions. But I'm calling my shot right here. I'm putting all my chips on the table for what I'm about to say. Cena wins the title. Rock tries to interfere. Stone Cold comes out, takes The Rock out. Hear me out. Who did I say has something to gain from this night and this night only? Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman comes out, takes Cody out, because what did Cody do to Seth when Cody first came back? For the first 6 months he was back until he tore his bicep. It's all going to come full circle. Seth Rollins isn't going to be the architect. He's going to be the breaking the fucking walls down on everybody. And I think he's going to cost Cody Rhodes, the championship, and that's going to be the third man with The Rock. Rock, Cena, Rollins with a wise man. Think about that, gentlemen.
I like it.
Let that stow in.
I like that. That works.
Last year, Seth was in the main event of night one. He took a L. This year, he won. Last year, he helped Cody, but took a chair shot. Now he returns the favor. Because what did he think about at the end of WrestleMania last year? When he shook Cody's hand and said, "Don't forget this." Look, let's be real. Triple H is all about some long-term storytelling.
He already did have Paul Heyman cash in that favor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Triple H is all about some long-term storytelling, men. And let me tell you, I think that's how it's going to go down. Seth comes out. Oh my God, he's gonna knock Cena out. Nope. Curb stomp, Cody. Cena gets the 1, 2, 3. Because remember, Seth doesn't need to go after the title that John Cena has. Now he's going to focus on Jay. It's going to set all this stuff up to be a really hot summer for the WWE.
Then his theme song makes sense because he burns it all down.
Yeah.
He's burning it all. He is extracting revenge for being the workhorse and being overlooked for all of those years. Remember, he's the only one out of all the men we just mentioned that has not left.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dean Ambrose. I love John Moxley in AEW. He left. Roman Reigns, obviously he left. You know, Cody Rhodes, he left to start AEW and then came back. John Cena clearly left. But he's going to align himself for a hostile takeover with The Rock. I think that's how it's going to play out in the main event. This whole WrestleMania is going to be about Seth Rollins. Last year was all about Cody. Who was the guy that got pushed to the back out of all four of those characters?
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense.
No, it does. I
I wouldn't be
agree.
mad about it either way.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be really tired at work tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be texting y'all and be like, I fucking told you so.
Guess who has
What
the
did I,
most work day tomorrow?
Boudreaux, what did I text you last night when Seth won the match?
I called it.
I called it.
I called it. With like 57 exclamation points, all in caps.
I told Triple H you better give me credit for that. All right, we're going to take one quick break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a real quick break, and we're going to introduce our guest to a little What Would You Rather segment. We appreciate you hanging out with us this morning, and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. And we are back, everybody. Welcome back to Hangin' With The Chads on a WrestleMania Day 2 edition. And Gavin, Shelter, me and Boudreaux know these games very well. We're going to play a little bit of games with you. It's called What Would You Rather? And this is going to be WrestleMania edition. So I have a bunch of little What Would You Rathers in here. and then we're going to pick some out for you. You ready to play this game?
Hit us.
All right, here you go. Would you rather open WrestleMania with a banger of the match that steals the show, or close out the show in a main event that flops?
Selfie.
Open with a banger.
Opening with a banger?
Yeah, open with a banger for sure.
I agree. I mean, nobody cares about a flop, but if you start the show out hot, you
can steal the whole show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Steal the whole weekend, to be honest.
That's very true. So we just want to steal the show. That's what we'll do here. All right. Would you rather take 3 F5s from Brock Lesnar or 3 spears from Goldberg?
Ooh.
I'm going from playing college football and playing football all my life. I'm going with the F5. You can land on your stomach. It won't hurt that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also agree. But I mean, I don't even know if Goldberg has the hardest spear. Braun Breakers, he's running at you 20 miles per hour, moving the ring.
Yeah.
He physically cut me in half.
Well, we established that Mr. Speed, we haven't found his body yet. That's why I didn't pick Braun. I didn't want to kill you, Gavin. I know you're not that big.
I'm taking the F5, and I'd even do a fourth one if it made it so I didn't have to take a spear.
Agreed 100% on that one.
Boudreaux?
No, I'm the same way, man. Like, I've been speared before. Yeah, no, give me the F5. Mm-mm.
Would you rather, the next one, get thrown off the Hell in a Cell Mick Foley style, or jump off the stage Shane McMahon style?
Shane McMahon style, because there was at least a crash pad.
Yeah.
I'm going Shane O'Mac because there was a crash pad.
I might have to agree with that, but I could go down as a history maker jumping off the top like Mick Foley. I might not be able to live after it, but I go down.
That's right. I'm going. Get me off the cage, man. It's historic. Throw me off the cage.
YOLO.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever happens. At least everybody will remember me.
Oh, Jesus, y'all are crazy. I'm jumping in that damn crash pad, dog. Shelter, that's the smartest thing you said all day. Oh, my God. All right, here we go. What would you rather? Win Money in the Bank at WrestleMania and cash in that night to become the world champion? Or while you're in the main event, have the Money in the Bank cash in on you, but still win, ending their hopes and dreams?
Have it cashed in on me and their hopes and dreams. Because we've seen, I was going to say, you got to think, we've seen that individual win it and try and cash it in and lose, and then they've gone nowhere with anything for their career for a little bit of time. They kind of did that as like the kicking to the side type thing.
Yep, we want people to cash in on us and then ruin their dreams.
Yep.
We're the dream breakers over here.
Exactly.
Yep, I agree.
All right, final question. Elaborate entrances. Would you rather have the Shawn Michaels zip line from WrestleMania 12, or would you rather have the Charlotte Flair helicopter from WrestleMania 29?
Give me the zip line.
Zip line.
Yeah, zip line all day of the week.
I'm not messing with that helicopter. Give me that zip line.
Now, if you threw in maybe Lady Gaga flying in from the halftime show, I might have taken that over zip line.
No. No, that's crazy, bro. Nope. That's in the words of Bryce Harper, that's a clown question, bro. All right, one final question. Would you rather drive 18 hours to WrestleMania with Brad driving or fly and waste all of our money because it's more expensive?
Fly. Brad drove for a solid 2 minutes, and we said nope.
And look, I'm not going to say what I was drinking in the back, but I had some soda with me, but I was willing to drive that night. Oh my God.
It's bad
Boudreaux,
we said nope when we got in the stop and go traffic, and I just looked at him and said, Brad, fire drill right now.
Boudreaux, let me explain how
we were debating
horrible this
Spirit
was.
Airlines too.
Literally, we was literally going to stop in Atlanta, buy like an Allegiant or Spirit airline ticket to fly to Dallas. That's how insane this was. In the middle of we was like, "Where's the nearest fucking airport?" Literally. Let me explain how awful this was. I would rather sit in a pool of snakes and spiders instead of get in a car with this guy again. I would play Fear Factor with Joe Rogan all day long. That's how bad that was.
Oh yeah.
Literally, bro. That's the worst thing ever.
Actually, what was worse, that or the Mississippi roads?
Oh, the Mississippi
man.
Road was pretty bad, bro. I ain't never hit so many bumps in my life, bro. That shit. Yo, it sounded like a flat tire. Like I was looking to make sure the tires were flat.
Doing this the whole entire way.
Yeah.
And we're packed in a Volkswagen Jetta, like 20 sticks of bubble gum, and just going. Like it was horrible. And we lived off frozen pizzas and pizza rolls for 3 days.
Yeah.
But hey, WrestleMania was worth it.
You got to WrestleMania, man. That's all that matters. You got there.
We almost went to SmackDown and the Hall of Fame ceremony, but we all fell asleep in the house. I'm sprawled out on the recliner like this, and I'm waking up to the smell of frozen pizzas, and I'm just like, hey, I'm hungry. But look, hey, Gavin, Matt, it was great catching up with you. Thanks for talking about your wonderful WrestleMania experiences and giving us some feedback and your thoughts on last night's event and tonight's pre-show. Do you got any final thoughts for our people, gentlemen?
No, I think enjoy it. I think WrestleMania brings the inner child out. I think everybody loves a little bit WrestleMania, wrestling. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great time, especially if you get to experience it.
Look, hey, Gavin, I do miss our WrestleMania parties, but I did make buffalo chicken dip today or last night.
There you go.
So we're good. Shelter, any closing remarks?
I just hope that everybody enjoys it. Enjoy the time that you get with your family this weekend since it's the holiday weekend. Luckily, I got off Monday and Tuesday. They're teacher work days, so I don't got to worry about being at work early. But
that's the only positive about North Carolina. They get more days off than we do.
And enjoys it. Yeah. But I hope everybody enjoys it. Hope that everybody enjoys the time with their family that they have this weekend. And keep watching these guys. They got good podcasts.
Hey, we appreciate the kind words, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you like, you share, you retweet. You do everything you can to get some exposure for us, and Shelter, I'll send you that check in the mail for those wonderful comments. Hey, I'm Chad Springer. I'm joined by the greatest tag team partner ever, Chad Boudreaux. Boudreaux, any final words for the wonderful people?
Happy Easter. Be better.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you. We love you. Happy Easter. Be better. Thank you for hanging out with the Chads. We'll see you next time.